classic. Running late, as always. Let me turn this down. Oh! I know, you can hear that, right? Wait, do you have me open? Why can't I hear that then? Oh, shit. You do? Okay, yeah, mute me. Mute me. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, amazing. Nemo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Okay. Welcome, everybody. There's only 2 people, it's okay. I hope your evening is going well. Ours is as well. Nemo, would you like to introduce yourself?
I guess not.
What do you mean? I guess not.
See, I just want to drink. My name is Nemo, and I want to drink.
Okay. Hi, Nemo. Jesus. Well, lovely. Hi, Swank. Thanks for dropping in. Swank's one of my mods. He was the one that's the video that I was showing you earlier. That was him doing his ASMR. I've told him to reconsider. But yeah, it's gonna be a real chill evening tonight. We're just gonna read through some fairy tales. Happy National Tell a Fairy Tale Story today. And I was realizing that, they do a lot of illegal activities. We have kidnapping lots of kidnapping babies. Selling children.
Fun.
Fun.
Razzle dazzle never hurt nobody.
Okay, you call it razzle dazzle. I call it illegal activity. But you know what? Semantics. But yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's just go ahead and get drinking. Swank, if you don't mind letting me know if she's too low, and I can turn her back up. Okay. The first story is going to be the 12 Dancing Princesses. And you've never heard of any of these stories that I've picked, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Whatever reaction you get is actually the reaction that I'm gonna have.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, all of these are going to be by the Grimm brothers. And we're going to do it. So, the 12 Dancing Princesses. There was a king who had 12 beautiful daughters. They slept in 12 beds, all in one room.
Is that illegal?
That sounds illegal.
That's a lot of beds.
We've already started. That's sounding a little illegal. All right. I've taken a sip. Let me call the cops. He's got a whole ass castle. You can't tell me that he doesn't have enough room for 12 of his daughters.
Yeah, I'm imagining, what is that? Squid Games? How they were all in that room with those super bunk beds?
Oh, do you even think they had bunk beds back then?
Say that again?
I said, do you even think they had bunk beds back then?
No, which is why it's even more of a fire hazard, because how did you fit 12 whole beds?
True. Facts. Okay, already on one. And when they went to bed, the doors were shut and locked up. But every morning, their shoes were found to be quite worn through, as if they'd been danced in all night. And yet nobody could find out how it happened or where they'd been. Then the king made it known to all the land that if any person could discover the secret and find out where it was that the princesses danced in the night, he should have the one he liked best for his wife, and should be king after his death. But whoever tried and did not succeed, after 3 days and nights, should be put to death.
That's premeditated murder.
Yeah, illegal, 100%. Drinking on that one. Drinking on that one. No excuse. If anything, A for effort, not D for death. Like, I don't know.
Clever.
Great. All right. Let's see. A king's son soon came. He was well entertained, and in the evening was taken to the chamber next to the one where the princesses lay in their 12 beds. There he was to sit and watch where they went to dance. And, in order that nothing might pass without his hearing it, the door of his chamber was left open. But the king's son soon fell asleep, and when he awoke in the morning, he found that the princesses had all been dancing, for the soles of their shoes were full of holes. The same thing happened. Holes. They were cutting a rug. I don't know how you.
Like Shrek.
You said what?
You sounded like Shrek.
Oh, with the holes? Donkey. Yeah. The same thing happened the second and third night, so the king ordered his head to be cut off. After him came several others, but they had all the same luck, and all lost their lives in the same manner. Damn. I'm just gonna drink one just for the homies.
Some for the dead homies.
Just the dead homies. Drinking one for the dead homies. That's rough.
That was a good drink.
Yeah, right?
I'm thinking of it just 'cause there's a lot of people that were murdered.
I know. Like, I feel like especially after you see, like, so many people are failing, what makes you think that you're gonna be the one?
Right, like why would you go and give it a try? Clearly they were over ambitious.
Oh.
And they got murdered for it.
Oh, hands down. Yeah. Okay. Now it chanced that an old soldier who had been wounded in battle and could fight no longer passed through the country where this king reigned, and as he was traveling through a wood, he met an old woman who asked him where he was going. "I hardly know where I'm going, or what I had better do," said the soldier, "but I think I should like very well to find where it is that the princesses dance, and then in time I might be a king." "Well," said the old dame, "that is no very hard task. Only take care not to drink any of the wine which one of the princesses will bring you in the evening, and as soon as she leaves, you pretend to be fast asleep." Then she gave him a cloak and said, "As soon as you put that on, you will become invisible, and you will then be able to follow the princesses wherever they go."
This is giving me very much you vibes.
What does that even mean? Wait, I'm passing out invisible cloaks.
You never trust an old lady in the forest in a fairy tale. I hear you taking a drink.
Oh shit! No.
Guilty. That was a crime.
You're right. My bad. Okay. All right. I did. Guilty. I don't know. I feel like there are some old women that we can trust in fairy tales. Maybe.
Okay, name one. Right.
No. So the one that's fuck.
See?
No, because I
ass.
No, because I know this.
Mm-hmm.
So the old lady that the princess in the oh no, I guess there wasn't an old lady in that one. Fuck. All right. Well, okay. Okay. What about Cinderella's godmother?
Was she an old lady in the forest?
Oh, no, she wasn't. She wasn't in the forest. Never mind.
So I am right.
So yes. So far, okay. Moral of the story: don't trust old ladies in forests.
No.
Okay. Let's see. Next. Oh, I lost my... Then she gave him a cloak and said, "Oh, no. We already knew that." So when the soldier heard all of his good counsel, he determined to try his luck. So he went to the king and he said he was willing to undertake the task. He was as well received as the others had been, and the king ordered fine royal robes to be given him. And when the evening came, he was led to the outer chamber. Just as he was going to lie down, the eldest of the princesses brought him a cup of wine, but the soldier threw it all away secretly, taking care not to drink a drop. I feel like that's a crime, wasting
good alcohol.
Okay,
I want good stuff too. Actually, maybe the crime is that she probably laced it.
Well, no, she has been lacing it. That's the thing. That's why they're falling asleep. So that can be the crime. She's out here roofing people. That is a crime. 3.
Drink.
Okay, onwards. Then he laid himself down on his bed, and in a little while began to snore very loudly, as if he was fast asleep. When the 12 princesses heard this, they laughed heartily. Look at that, these bitches. And the eldest said, "This fellow too might have done a wiser thing than lose his life in this way." Then they rose up and opened their drawers and boxes and took out all their fine clothes and dressed themselves at the glass and skipped about as if they were eager to begin dancing. But the youngest said, "I don't know how it is. While you are so happy, I feel very uneasy. I am sure some mischance will befall us." "You simpleton," said the eldest. "You are always afraid. Have you forgotten how many kings' sons have already watched in vain? And as for this soldier, even if I had not given him his sleeping draught, he would have slept soundly enough." When they were all ready, they went and looked at the soldier, but he snored on and did not stir hand or foot. So they thought they were quite safe. And the eldest went up to her own bed and clapped her hands, and the bed sank into the floor and a trap door flew open.
Wait, how is it that the dad built this? See, that's why he shouldn't have had 12 beds in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the daughters may have built it. That's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, yeah, there's 12 of them. Yeah.
They could have gotten a lot of handiwork done.
Oh, 100%. The soldier saw them going down through the trapdoor one after another, the eldest leading the way. And thinking he had no time to lose, he jumped up, put on the invisibility cloak which the old woman had given him, and followed them. But in the middle of the stairs, he trod on the gown of the youngest princess, and she cried out to her sisters, "Ah! All is not right! Someone took hold of my gown!" "You silly creature!" All right, the eldest sister's kind of a bitch.
Kind of? Kind of. That should be another reason to drink, when somebody's being an unnecessary bitch.
Well, that's not a crime against humanity, though.
Crime against my senses.
Okay, you can drink for that.
He told you I like to drink.
"You silly creature," said the eldest. "It is nothing but a nail in the wall." Then down they all went, and at the bottom they found themselves in a most delightful grove of trees, and the leaves were all of silver, and glittered and sparkled beautifully. The soldier wished to take away some token of the place, so he broke off a little branch, and there came a loud noise from the... Can you imagine this? Everyone is quiet, and he's just like, "Damn, this branch looks so cool. I'm just gonna be real quiet."
Oh, that was just the nail in the wall. Don't worry about it.
Wait. Oh no, you need to hear this excuse. So the youngest daughter said again, "I am sure all is not right. Did you not hear that noise? That never happened before." But the eldest said, "It is only our princes who are shouting for joy at our approach."
What prince? The dead ones?
No. These are different princes. Then, yeah, right? Then
they got a bunch that died.
Then they came to another grove of trees, where all the leaves were of gold, and afterwards to a third, where the leaves were all glittering diamonds. And the soldier broke a branch from each.
He said, if I can't live, I'm about to make some dollars out of it some way, somehow.
Right? And every time there was a loud noise, which made the youngest sister tremble with fear. But the eldest still said it was only the princes who were crying for joy. So they went on till they came to a great lake. And at the side of the lake, there lay 12 little boats with 12 handsome princes in them who seemed to be waiting there for the princesses. One of the princesses went into each boat, and the soldier stepped into the same boat with the youngest. As they were rowing over the lake, the prince who was in the boat with the youngest princess and the soldier said, I do not know why it is, but though I am rowing with all my might, we do not get on as fast as usual, and I am quite tired. The boat seems very heavy today. AKA, bitch, have you gained weight?
Yo! You got a little bit too much to eat, baby girl.
It is only the heat of the weather, said the princess. I feel it very warm, too. On the other side of the lake...
breathing down her neck.
I know, right? It's a small boat, so it probably is. And he's got all of these branches. You can't tell me that the leaves weren't rustling and shit.
I mean, I've never heard, imagine two diamonds rubbing against each other. I doubt it makes a lot of noise.
I guess. I guess.
Please, use your imagination.
You're right. On the other side of the lake stood a fine illuminated castle from which came the merry music of horns and trumpets. Okay, well, just thank you. There they all landed and went into the castle, and each prince danced with his princess, and the soldier, who was all the time invisible, danced with them too. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
What?
I'm sorry, what? I think that's a crime because they don't know who they're dancing with. Also, how did they not know?
How is he dancing with them? Like, is he holding on to them and they're just like, ooh, look at the wind?
I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter how you think of it. It's sus. Frankie, hi, how are you? We're just reading some fairy tales today and pointing out all the sus-ass actions that happen. How have you been? Also, this is my friend Nemo. She's in the background. We're drinking. Today is a drinking stream. We're trying to pregame. We may go out later today. We may not. I don't know.
Where are you at?
I know.
Question.
Answer.
Hear me out, right?
Yeah.
So we have these princes, right?
Yeah.
And these are princes that didn't go and try and figure out where they were dancing.
Correct.
And didn't get their head cut off.
Right.
Do you think they were just like, hey, friend, you should definitely go try and figure it out, even though they were the ones that were dancing with the girls until late at night?
So you're saying you think the 12 princes sent
We're up to
people
something as well.
You think they were sending people to their deaths, or?
Yeah, it sounds like they all fucked up in that little situation, especially the oldest sister.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if
You just gotta think about it.
I just about to say I don't know if fairy tales go that deep. You may be looking a little bit too into this. You know what? That's fair, and I celebrate it. I respect it.
Okay, that's good. That's what I like to hear.
I'm still wondering how he danced with them, but maybe it'll tell us. So
maybe he was like working in the middle. Pop, 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 pop.
That'd be so weird.
And they were ballroom dancing around him.
He's doing little hijinks. Okay, so not only is he dancing with them while he's invisible, unless he's just like crumping off to the side like by himself. I could see that. Maybe that's what they meant by dancing as
I
well.
don't know. I really feel like he's bold. He out there breaking loud branches. He probably in the middle doing a little two-step.
I could see that. He not only was he dancing with them, when any of the princes had a cup of wine set by her, he drank it all up so that when she put the cup to her mouth, it was empty.
Illegal. You shouldn't be
Stealing. She's stealing it. I'm adding that to the counter. Is it bad? I can imagine some invisible dude doing a stinky leg on him.
See, I feel like it was more of a Dougie moment.
Oh, the Dougie. I could see it. And he's over here getting free music, free booze, free shots, partying, stole some branches that have gold and shit on them.
Give it all back to the king, and then he's gonna get even more riches.
That's so true. And he's gonna be able to pick who he wants to marry. That's crazy.
I bet you it's gonna be the little sister. She's the most attentive.
True. We'll have to figure it out. Let's see. After he boot ganged their drinks. Okay. At this, too, the youngest sister was terribly frightened, but the eldest always silenced her. They danced on till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then all their shoes were worn out, so that they were obliged to leave off. The princes rowed them back again over the lake, but this time the soldier placed himself in the boat with the eldest princess. And on the opposite shore, they took leave of each other, the princesses promising to come again the next night. When they came to the stairs, the soldier ran on before the princesses and laid himself down. And as the 12 sisters slowly came up, very much tired, they heard him snoring in his bed, so they said, "Now all is quite safe." Then they undressed themselves, put away their fine clothes, pulled off their shoes, and went to bed. In the morning, the soldier said nothing about what had happened, but determined to see more of this strange adventure, and went again the second and third night. And everything happened just as before. More stealing branches, more stealing alcohol, twerking underneath the invisible cloak.
He's doing it all over again. I feel like we should drink more for that.
You know what? That's fair. Uh-huh. 2 more. Yeah, he did it again the second and the third night. That's a 1. That's a 2. I lost my place. This is gonna happen a lot. I'm still relatively sober. Okay. However, on the third night, the soldier carried away one of the golden cups as a token of where he had been. As soon as the time came when he was to declare the secret, he was taken before the king with the 3 branches and the golden cup. And the 12 princesses stood listening behind the door to hear what he would say. And when the king asked him, "Where do my 12 daughters dance at night?" he answered, like a little snitch, "With 12 princes in a castle underground." And then he told the king all that had happened and showed him the 3 branches and the golden cup which he had brought with him. Then the king called for the princesses. Right?
He's gonna turn into a stone or something. It's not no magical look no more.
Nope. Then the king called for the princesses and asked them whether what the soldier said was true. And when they saw that they were discovered and that it was of no use to deny what had happened, they confessed it all. And the king asked the soldier which of them he would choose for his wife. And he answered, "I am not very young, so I will have the eldest." And they were married that very day. And the soldier was shown to be the king's heir. Oh.
Wait.
Wow. Huh.
Wait.
Yes.
Why did he go for the big bitch?
He said he
Big
that
bitch, as in she was an asshole.
his excuse was, "I'm not very young, so I'll have the eldest." Like he's picking
you know what? I'm glad he didn't rob the cradle, I guess.
Right.
So I was hoping for the youngest.
You were because she was astute. Yeah.
Exact moon dance.
You know what would have been even better? Like, clearly they had all already found bows. It would have been nice if the king had just made the soldier the king and then let his daughters, like, date the princes that they were dancing with, I guess.
That makes too much sense. Also, why would the king want to give out his power as a king?
He really wanted to know where they were going. I guess he was buying like a shit ton of shoes all the damn time. So he was just like, I don't know where my money is going.
Too expensive.
Too expensive. I might as well not even be king anymore. Whoever can solve this, you can become king.
These hoes.
Fuck these hoes. That is not what you're supposed to say about your daughters.
Hey, that's how he really felt though. So that's
I guess.
Okay. Sometimes you just have to express yourself.
Right.
Express yourself.
That's a great song. All right, that was a good story. Good story. I
was expecting, but I'm not mad at it.
The next one is actually a Norwegian fairy tale, and I knew about the 12 princesses. I knew how that one was going to end, but I don't know. I've never heard of this story before, and I was very interested in reading it.
What's the name of it? East
of the sun, west of the moon.
Interesting.
East of the sun, west of the moon. So we'll see.
East of the sun and west of the moon?
What's that?
A butt crack.
Oh my god. It's so fucking dumb. All right.
No, be nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm crying in my sleep.
I bet you are.
I'm gonna get some of the wine that the princesses like to give, and I'm gonna just sleep the night away before I get my head chopped.
I don't want that. I want that invisibility cloak so I can twerk wherever I want. Stakey leg wherever I want.
Free the booty. You know, they used to say free the nipple, but I feel like you should do it to your booty cheeks.
You know what? Why not just free everything at that point? Nipples.
I am all
booty
for
cheeks.
nudity.
Of course you are.
I don't know who you thought you were talking to.
That's fair.
But free the
really
everything
fair.
works for me.
That's
Don't
a nice
get me
slogan.
time.
We'll stick that up there. Free the everything. Let it all hang out. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Does it all hang low? Does it wobble to the flow?
All right.
Remember that song?
I do. That's a good one. Let's begin the next one. We still have at least 4 more to go through. All right. East of the sun and west of the moon. Once upon a time, there was a poor peasant who had so many children that he did not have enough of either food or clothing to give them. He doesn't even know how many he has.
That was irresponsible.
He doesn't even know how many he has. Yeah, I'm gonna consider that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's neglect.
Is that, I don't know, is that considered neglect? I feel like it should be. You don't even know how many kids you have. All you can say is, I have so many children. I just don't have enough resources to feed them. That's fucked.
You have so many children that I need to take a drink.
Dear peasant, condom. I don't know if they had them back then, Frankie. What would they use? Like a sheepskin or something? Didn't they use that for like, not water bottles. You know what I'm trying to say? Like water skins. Didn't they use like a sheep stomach or something? I guess they could have used that as a condom.
What if they use like intestines and they just tied intestines?
But see, I'm sure that you know, protective sex wasn't like a big thing back then.
No, it was not. Let the diseases run free.
Okay. Not enough food or clothing for the many, many children that he has. Undisclosed number.
All children unclothed. That's nudity. Public nudity. That's
You're fishing. You're fishing. Shut up.
I thought you was gonna let that one slip too.
No. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness.
Oh.
One day, it was on a Thursday evening, late in the fall. The weather was wild and rough outside, and it was cruelly dark. The rain was falling and the wind blowing until the walls of the cottage shook. They were all sitting around the fire, busy with this thing and that. Then all at once, something gave 3 taps on the window. Tap, tap, tap. The father went out to see what was the matter. Outside, what should he see but a great big white bear? Good evening to ya.
Wait.
Huh?
Wait.
Yes.
How is it that a big ass bear was only going tap, 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 tap?
Fairy tale. That's gonna be my answer to this one. Good evening to you, said the white bear. The same to you, said the man. Will you give me your youngest daughter? If you will, I'll make you as rich as you are now poor, said the bear. Well, the man would not be at all sorry to be so rich, but still, he thought he must have a bit of a talk with his daughter first. So he went in and told them how there was a great white bear waiting outside who had given his word to make them so rich if he could only have the youngest daughter. The girl said no, outright. Fair.
You know what? Your riches is not worth my dignity. I respect her. Okay, I respect her. You know what I'm really happy about though? Like the dad actually was like, "Hey, can you help the family out, my friend?"
That's so true. At least he asked her without, last story the king was a dick and was just like, take one of my daughters, whether she likes you or not.
Consent. We got consent this time.
We have consent this time. Should we subtract like good things that we find?
Subtract like I gotta spit my drink out?
No, ew, no, that's weird. No, I meant like our counter. We can subtract the counter.
No.
Okay, all right, fine.
We don't commend good things around these parts.
That's fair. It doesn't necessarily take away the bad things in life.
Yeah, they were still fucking up.
Frankie said, come on, baby girl, we need to eat. And if you dead, you don't need to eat. Think about it, smallest daughter. That's true. It's one less mouth to feed of the many children that he has.
No, that's so true. One less mouth to feed, and there's more money.
That's true. Wow. Yes.
The division is working in our favor.
100%. Oh, shit. Okay. Nothing could get her to say anything else. So the man went out and settled it with the white bear that he should come again the next Thursday evening and get an answer.
Dang.
Meantime, he talked to his daughter and kept on telling her of all the riches they would get and how well off she herself would be. At last, she agreed to it, so she washed and mended her rags and made herself as smart as she could. Soon, she was ready for the trip, for she didn't have much to take along. The next
They ain't
Thursday...
even got no damn clothes. What is she packing?
Oh, they have rags!
He said he ain't have enough money to put clothes on all the children.
That's what I'm saying. So he took some clothing from the other children and gave them to the...
Wow.
Look, I'm just making assumptions. We don't know how many children there are. I'm just making assumptions.
There's way too many, and she taking clothes.
Maybe this is fucked, but maybe they each had one item of clothing, so they all had to give away their one item so that she could have a complete item.
Ooh, okay, so hear me out.
Okay, I'm hearing.
A white
I'm listening.
bear.
Uh-huh.
So that's making me think of a polar bear.
Right.
Maybe they were giving her some clothes because she was finna freeze her ass off.
Because what, the polar bear's gonna take her back to the Arctic or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe.
It was like, you freeze your ass off, we get to live in the warmth and riches.
But my thing is, this white bear also has to be stacked. You can't just expect a white bear to go around everywhere saying hey, yo, I can make you as rich as you want to be. As rich as...
Stacked has muscles or stacked has dollars?
Stacked as in he's got the dollars. All the dollars. Which means he must be taken her to a place that is...
He did?
Yeah. And maybe... Yeah, he did. Definitely he did.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay, listening.
How, there's some people that have layers and layers of clothes on.
Right.
And so they don't get cold.
Uh-huh.
So maybe like what his like normal temperature is because he got all the layers of fur. I hear you drinking.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I drank.
He's got all these layers of clothes, so she'd be freezing.
That's true.
She wouldn't be. He wouldn't be.
I have a theory that he's not actually a bear.
Ooh, is he a prince?
I feel like, I mean, that's typically how this shit works, but we'll see. That's my theory, though.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you hear enough fairy tales, you kind of start assuming things.
Wow. They say you're not supposed to make assumptions.
That's fair. If I get it wrong, I'll finish my drink, whatever's in there.
It needs to be a full glass that you finish.
Okay. Agreed.
Ah.
That was me shaking your hand. Just, there you go. All right, let's continue. She said no. Okay, the next Thursday evening came the white bear to fetch her. All right, look, I didn't write this story. It's probably translated just weirdly. She got on his back with her bundle.
It's okay. Either way works.
She got on his back with her bundle, and off they went. After they had gone a good way, the white bear said, "Are you afraid?" No, she wasn't. "Just hold tight to my shaggy coat, and there's nothing to be afraid of," said the bear.
Wait, what accent is this?
It's morphed. it's morphing. It's a thing. Just go with it.
Okay. My apologies. Howdy, Captain.
She rode a long, long way until they came to a large, steep cliff. The white bear knocked on it. A door opened, and they came into a castle where there were many rooms all lit up, rooms gleaming with silver and gold. Further, there was a table set there, and it was all as grand could be. Then the white bear gave her a silver bear, and when she wanted anything, she only had to ring it, and she would get it at once. Well, after she had eaten, and it had become evening, she felt sleepy from her journey, and thought she'd like to go to bed, so she rang the bell. She had barely rung it before she found herself in a room where there was a bed made as fair and white as anyone would wish to sleep in.
Wait.
Yeah?
Did you just say, like, she rang the bell and her thinking it made it happen?
Yeah.
Oh,
she, like, teleported. Yeah.
Okay, I want one of those bells.
Ah! Officer Scary, how are you doing this evening? Thank you for stopping by. We're in the middle of East of the Sun, West of the Moon. It's this Norwegian fairy tale. But yeah, she teleported to this room. And with some silken pillows and curtains and gold fringe. All that was in the room. Yeah. All that was in the room was gold or silver. After she had gone to bed and put out the light, a man came and laid himself... A man came and laid himself alongside her.
He said, "We gonna make little baby bear."
Oh no! It was the white bear who... Oh, I called it. It was the white bear who cast off his pelt at night, but she never saw him, for he always came after she had put out the light. Before the day dawned, he was up and off again. Things went on happily for a while, but at last she became quiet and sad. She was alone all day long, and she became very homesick to see her father and mother and brothers and sisters, who we still don't know how many there are. Frankie said so. Oh, it's that kind of bear.
Right,
Pedo bear. Yo, it's a whole grown ass man. This is her young. We're adding the counter. I'm already very sus. We don't know how many children he's had. We don't know how young she is. And this is a grown ass man who can somehow turn into a fucking bear.
It's a grown ass bear, young lady.
What? Yeah, but he can turn into a man.
That's his choice.
What do you mean that's his fucking choice? What are you talking about? That's his choice. What? He can be whatever the fuck he wants to be, but it's weird that he's crawling into bed with this child. I'm giving that 4 sips.
Wait. Who Who said she was a child? She was just the youngest of a billion children.
Yeah, but like, if you do the math behind this, if you get the math down, if you have a billion kids, and the youngest one, so you're gonna tell me, thank you, Frankie, sus. Very, very sus. I bet she's like 12 years old.
Okay, hear me out. What if
I jumped up to 10.
a bunch of triplets?
Forceps.
And twins.
Forceps. Oh, okay.
Forceps.
I said forceps. Look, it's hella sus.
I'm not gonna complain about getting forceps because I like to drink, so
I'm a sussin', I'm a sippin'. If I'm sussin', then I'm sippin'. That'd be a great song. If I'm sussin', then I'm sippin'.
I'm sipping.
You sussin'? I'm sippin'. Sus and a sip.
Ew.
Sus sip.
Say sus sip 5 times fast.
Say sus sip?
5 times fast.
Okay. Sus sip, sup. I'm saying sepsis. Oh god. Oh my god, focus. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
All right, let's see. So she was really upset and quiet and sad. Okay, she was alone all day long, and she became very homesick to see her father and mother. This is the first time we're hearing about this mother, by the way. This is the first time we're hearing about this mother, and she was okay.
The mother, she done been through it, because imagine having a billion children coming out of your vagina. There's a reason we ain't heard about her.
That's fair.
She was recovering.
Okay, I'll allow it. So one day, when the white bear asked what was wrong with her, she said it was so lonely there and how she longed to go home to see her father and mother and brothers and sisters, and that was why she was so sad, because she couldn't get to them. Well, said the bear,
Jingle bell.
that can happen all right, but you must promise me not to talk alone with your mother, but only when the others are around to hear. She will take you by the hand and lead you into a room to talk alone with her, but you must not do that, or else you'll bring...
Why can't I have mother-daughter moment?
Well, she can, but like, not alone.
I'm curious. I'm curious and I'm scared.
We'll have to find out. Because he says, or else you'll bring bad luck on both of us. Whatever that means. So one Sunday, the white bear came and said they could now set off to see her father and mother. Off they went, she sitting on his back, and they went far and long. At last they came to a grand house. Her brothers and sisters were outside running about and playing. Everything was so pretty. It was a joy to see. This is where your father and mother live now, said the white bear. Now don't forget what I told you, else you'll make us both unhappy. No, heaven forbid she'd not forget. When they reached the house, the white bear turned around and left her. She went in to see her father and mother, and there was such joy that there was no end to it. None of them could thank her enough for all she had done for them for being sacrificed to like a bear. Like, it turned out well enough, and the bear didn't eat her, but like, he could have. So
you know what?
Don't forget that.
The story of the Hades story.
What Hades story?
Girl had to go down to hell, and she was sad.
Persephone?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That one's a good one.
Frankie said she was 5. Oh no! That's even worse. That's
even worse. Oh no, that's tragic. we should have turned up the crime counter to 10. I mean to 20. Sorry, we're already at 10.
Drink because Frankie thinks that she's 5. That's super illegal.
Definitely. You know what? Let's go ahead and turn it up. Let's have a drink for that, because I bet she is 5.
It's it.
If you're sussin', we're sippin'. Sussin', we're sippin'.
Simpin' while we sus. Ha! He said sup simps. So bad. I didn't want to be a simp.
Sup simps? Playing? Oh.
Good times.
Absolutely. So she's come to their new mansion. Everyone is happy, and they're thanking her for being the sacrifice. They're just lucky she came back alive.
They didn't even care, though. Did they send a postcard?
I don't even think so. No. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Oh, okay. None of them... Okay, they now had everything they could wish for as good could be. Then they wanted to know how she was. Well, she said, it was very good to live where she did. She had all she wished. I don't know what else she said, but I don't think she told any of them the whole story. Okay, that wasn't me. That was literally written in the story. Oh!
This is synopsis in the middle of
No, this isn't me. This is in the story. That afternoon, even the author was just like, I don't know what else she said. Yo, I'm sorry. Okay. That afternoon, after they had eaten dinner, everything had happened as the white bear had said it would. Her mother wanted to talk with her alone in her bedroom, but she remembered what the white bear had said and wouldn't go with her. What we have to talk about, we can talk about any time, she said, and put her mother off. But somehow or other, her mother got to her at last, and she had to tell her the whole story. She told her how every night after she had gone to bed, a man came and laid down beside her as soon as she had put out the light, and how she never saw him because he was always up and away before the morning dawned.
Bitch, I told you not to say nothing.
And how she was terribly sad, for she wanted so much to see him, and how she was by herself all day long, and how dreary and lonesome it was. Oh dear.
Wait. What do you predict the twist is gonna be? Also, Frankie's comment, the parents be like, bro, we thought you were dead.
Straight up. Yes, right. They greeted her a little too happily. I think they knew exactly what they signed up for.
Hella fucking says.
Okay.
What do you
my guess.
Why does it matter that the mom was doing the stuffy stuff?
So here's my guess. My guess is that I feel like the man who can turn into a bear by choice is probably going to be like some king or something, or maybe it's gonna be like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, where like as long as he's with somebody, he's like good to go. I don't know. I can't nail exactly what's gonna happen, but I feel like they're gonna lose their riches. Because he said it was gonna be bad for both of them. So
obviously,
yeah.
So hear me now.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're hella wrong, how much of your drink are you gonna finish?
I'll finish my drink.
Okay.
Also, why am I the only one making predictions here? Let's hear yours too.
What? Huh? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Come and see, mama makasa. Mama see, mama sama makasa. Tit for tat, bitch.
I have no idea.
I have the tits really and you have the tats. What?
What if the mom? It's like the mom during the day is the bear.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't know. Something weird where the him being a bear during the day is important.
We already know who's drinking. Yo, what if the bear is her dad? Whoa.
Ew, that's nasty.
That's weird.
But
whoa.
Possible, though, because like if the dad had a conversation with the bear.
I mean, also, I don't know who the narrator is because they literally said, I don't know what else she said. So I don't know if we can trust this narrator.
Frankie, if you're wrong, you gotta finish your drink.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankie. That's right. Whether that's water or whatever, you better finish it. Okay. So Frankie's guess is that the bear is the dad. Nemo?
The bear.
Oh, you thought the bear was the mom.
Yeah, or had some type of important role during the day.
Okay.
It makes no sense why she can't see him during the day.
That's true. It's sus.
Oh my goodness!
It's
Please
sus.
do not drink a 2 liter of Pepsi.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. If you only have
A
Pepsi,
glass
just
of that, like a large glass.
I would even just say like a
And
shot of it. Honestly, I don't want you to be hyped
a
up
lot
on
of
sugar.
sugar.
It's late. Oh my god, I'd be fine with just a shot of it. Just a capful is even okay.
No, you know what they like? It's either Pepsi or Coke. People would pour it in toilets to clean them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I feel like it's the carbonation in it that helps get shit up.
Either way, I was just like, oh no, not for me.
Oh my god.
Very, very.
Oh my god. Anyway, we all have our predictions. Let's find out what happens.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Classic. Lost my place.
She's talking to her mom.
Yeah, I know that. Okay. Okay. And how she was terribly sad for she wanted to see him. Okay, because she was dreary and lonesome. Oh dear, said her mother. It may well be a troll you're sleeping with. But now I'll give you some good advice how to see him. I'll give you a candle stub, which you can carry home in your bosom. Just like, okay, so she's got some, it doesn't even matter because nowadays, woo, them young'uns, the hormones come in early. Anyway, she could still be 5.
Laying on her mother's titties?
Yeah. Just light it while he's asleep, but be careful not to drop any tallow on him. Yes, she took the candle and hid it in her bosom, and that evening the white bear came and took her away. But when they had gone...
She's not 5 if she's got a whole bosom.
True. But when they had gone a piece, the white bear asked if all hadn't happened as he had said. She couldn't deny that it had. Take care, said he. If you have listened to your mother's advice, you will bring bad luck on us both, and it will be finished with the 2 of us. No, by no means, no. So when she reached home and had gone to bed, it was the same as before. A man came and laid down beside her, but in the middle of the night, when she heard that he was fast asleep, she got up and lit the candle. She let the light shine on him and saw that he was the most handsome prince one ever set eyes on. She fell so deeply in love with him that she thought she couldn't live if she didn't give him a kiss at once. And so she did. Ooh, crime. Kissing people while they're asleep. Crime. Kissing people while they're asleep. Wow. Are they even married?
It wasn't okay.
What?
Consent is everything.
Consent. That's right. Consent is king. Consent is king. This little girl's out here kissing people while they're asleep.
She ain't little, no. She got a bosom. She ain't little, but yes.
Time and space book on. Oh, why are you bonking me, chef? What did I do? We're detectives out here trying to figure out crime, and this little girl is at the top of the dime of crime.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good one, right? That was a good one, right? Thank you. No, thank you. So anyway, she's out here kissing people while they're asleep. And I lost my place again. Oh, I found it.
Somebody's been drinking.
Shut up. Oh, I forgot to take a drink.
And watch you lose your space again.
No. I highlighted this time.
Oh, smart. I don't know why you don't do that each time, but okay.
Shut up. But as she kissed him, she let 3 drops of hot tallow. I'm assuming tallow is
Wax?
Thank you. Yes. Hot tallow drip on. I mean, it could have been anything. I just wanted to clarify for anybody who was wondering. 3 drops of hot tallow drip onto his shirt. See, doesn't it sound sus as hell? Oh, let me continue. And he woke up. What have you done? He cried. Now you have made us both unlucky, for you had held out only this 1 year. I would have been free. I have a stepmother who has bewitched me so that I am a white bear by day and a man by night. But now all ties are... Why didn't he just tell her this in the beginning? But now all ties are broken between us. Now I must leave you for her. She lives in a castle east of the sun and west of the moon. Ooh, drink for the title. Drink for the title.
Drink for the title.
God, I love that when they do that in movies. Okay. And there, too, is a princess, one with a nose 3 yards long, and now I will have to marry her. That is fucked.
Wait, what did he say? I just was astounded by how big the nose was.
So there's another princess with a nose 3 yards long, and now he's forced to marry her because I guess the stepmom bewitched him to become a bear during the day, man by night. And he had to be with someone for a year. And so now that she's looked at him as a man, he has to go marry this princess with a nose that's 3 yards long. What if she's also bewitched? What if she just wants some love too? You know what? He's a dick.
Nosy nose need love too.
He's a dick. He's a dick.
You know what?
What?
Okay. If somebody had a nose that was 6 feet long, would you want to be with them?
I mean, 6 feet is really long.
Okay, what about 3 feet? Because that's what he said, didn't he?
No, it's 3 yards long, which is...
That's hella big. That's longer than 3 feet.
I just don't know how you could get anything done. Is her head strong enough? I'm worried. I don't understand the logistics.
The hammerhead, not a hammerhead. Whatever the one that
the saw shark, the saw one.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining, but on a human.
3 yards. Damn. You talking about boobs? Oh, all right. I deserve that bonk. You can give me a space bonk for that. Tallow is beef fat. Oh, see, we're learning things. Tallow is beef fat. They used to make candle wax out of it. On the bright side, she must be amazing at fencing. Frankie.
No.
You ain't shit.
It's just a round nose. It's just in the way. Or like a platypus, but in reverse.
I can understand his fears though. Like if her nose is too long, she won't be able to, get down on it. I could feel maybe like him feeling a little bit emasculated because her nose is longer than his dingaling. Maybe.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Don't give me a bonk. Okay, let's continue. She cried and grieved, but there was no help for it. He had to go. Then she asked if she could go with him. No, she could not. Tell me the way then, she said, so I can look for you. Surely I may do that. Yes, she could do that, but there was no way leading to the place. It lay east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink for the name of the title!
Wait, while we're drinking, can we give homage to Mr. Frankie?
Oh, let's hear it. Let's go. Go for it.
Look at the last comment.
Oh, we found the only person in the world who can smell what the rock is cooking. Yes. Fags, Frankie, fags.
It smells quite fun.
Oh, Chef said pecking time.
I was thinking the same thing.
Stop.
There goes my nose inside your butt.
Oh, yo, now I'm wondering, like, are her nostrils also the length of her nose? Or are they just, like, 2 little dots, like, up near her face? There's so many questions, y'all.
No answers.
But no answers. Okay. The next morning, when she woke up, both the prince and the castle were gone, and she was lying on a little green patch in the midst of the thick, dark forest. And by her side lay the same bundle of rags she had brought with her from her old home. Oh my god, darn it. Oh, you know who is calling? Huh?
You fucked up.
I'm gonna keep going. When she had, and also try and like message you at the same time. This is gonna be interesting. When she had rubbed the sleep out of her eyes and cried until she was tired, she set out on her way and walked many, many days until she came to a high cliff. An old woman sat under it and played with a golden apple which she tossed about.
Never trust an old woman in a forest.
The girl asked her if she knew the way to the prince, who lived with his stepmother in the castle, east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink. And who was to marry the princess with a nose 3 yards long. How did she come?
That said that she's a lying-ass bitch. That's what I just read.
How did you come to know about him? Asked the old woman. Maybe you are the girl who should have had him? Yes, she was. So, it's you, is it? Said the old woman. Well, all I know about him is that he lives in the castle east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink. Why does it say it so much?
Who would have thought?
Right? And that you'll get there too late or never. But you may borrow my horse, and you can ride him to my next neighbor. Maybe she'll be able to tell you. And when you get there, just give the horse a switch under the left ear and beg him to be off home. And you can take this golden apple along with you.
Don't trust it.
So she got on the horse and rode a long, long time until she came to another cliff under which sat another old woman.
Oh, hell no. Don't trust these hoes.
Stop calling old women hoes.
Hey, you know what they did in their past life? Old folks used to be, they was loose. I call them loose ladies instead of hoes.
Oh my god. This old woman with a golden carding comb. The girl asked her if she knew the way to the castle that lay east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink. Damn. Oh my god, I just saw it again.
My last drink was real strong, and I'm almost done with it.
Oh Jesus. And she answered, like the first old woman, that she knew nothing about it except that it was east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink. Damn. And you'll get there.
Frankie.
What?
Frankie's keeping count of how many times they're name dropping.
Name dropping the title, right? That's good. It's gonna pass our crime counter soon.
This is actually a pretty good as far as crime goes.
Yeah, I mean, besides the earlier parts, but so far it's not too bad.
Possible fear of incest between friends.
Oh my god. Anyway, second old woman doesn't know anything either except the location, and then she says, and you'll get there too late or never, but you can borrow my horse to my next neighbor. Maybe she'll tell you all about it, and when you get there, just switch the horse under the left ear and beg him to be off for home. This old woman gave her the golden carding comb. She might find some use for it, she said. So the girl got up on the horse and again rode a long, long way. At last, she came to another great cliff under which sat another old woman, spinning with a golden spinning wheel. She asked her, as well as if she knew the way to the prince and where the castle was that lay east of the sun and west of the moon. Drink. But it was the same thing over again. Perhaps you were the one who should have had the prince, said the old woman. Yes, that she was. Also, guys, I swear to God, I'm not rereading things. Because it feels like I am, but I promise I'm not. But she didn't know the way any better than the other two. She knew it was east of the sun and west of the moon, but that was all. Drink.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't expect this, did you?
I'm getting sick of their bullshit.
And you'll get there too late or never, but I'll lend you my horse, and then I think you'd best ride to the east wind and ask him. Maybe he knows his way around those parts and can blow you there. That's what she said.
Blow me
When
where?
you get to him, just give the horse a switch under the left ear and he'll trot home by himself. She too gave her golden spinning wheel. Maybe you'll find a use for it, said the old woman. She rode many weary days before she got to the East Wind's house, but at last she did reach it, and she asked the East Wind if he could tell her the way to the prince, who lived east of the motherfucking sun and west of the motherfucking moon. Oh my god, I'm getting so... How many times are we gonna see this? Yes, the East Wind had often heard tell of it, the prince in the castle, but he didn't know the way there, for he had never blown so far. But if you want, I'll go with you to my brother, the West Wind. Maybe he knows, for he's much stronger. If you will just get on my back, I'll carry you there. Yes, she got on his back, and off they went in a rush. When they arrived at the West Wind's house, the East Wind said the girl he had brought was the one who was supposed to have had the prince, who lived in the castle east of the mother... Oh my god! Who lived in... God fucking damn it. Who lived in the castle east of the sun and west of the moon. She had set out to find him, and he had brought her here, and would be glad to know if the West Wind knew how to get to the castle. Let me drink real quick. Oh my god. I swear. Oh.
Good Lord.
It's egregious now. It's egregious now. We all know what the title is.
In case you forgot.
Right?
One more time.
No, said the West Wind. I've never blown so far, but if you want, I'll go with you to our brother, the South Wind, for he's much stronger than either of us, and he has flown far and wide. Maybe he'll tell you, get on my back, and I'll carry you to him. Yes, she got on his back, and so they traveled to the South Wind, and I think it didn't take long at all. Okay, narrator. When they got there, the West Wind asked him if he could tell her the way to the castle that lay east of the sun and west of the fucking moon.
No, if you don't read it, it doesn't happen.
I have to remain true to the story.
Drink.
I did. I have to refill now. Shit.
Look, you haven't even said it, and Frankie was like 12.
Oh no! We've matched the crime counter.
I gotta refill too. This is ridiculous.
This is crazy.
Wow. Conspiracy.
Straight up. Okay. What the fuck? Is that so? Said the South Wind. Is she the one? Well, I've visited a lot of places in my time, but I have not yet blown there. If you want, I'll take you to my brother, the North Wind. He's the oldest and strongest of us all. And if he doesn't know where it is, you'll never find anyone in the world to tell you. Get on my back. I'ma kill you there, bitch.
I feel like it should be illegal for you to talk about how you haven't been blown there before.
Shut up. Yes, she got on his back, and away he left his house at a good clip. They were not long underway. When they reached the North Wind's house, he was so wild and cross that he blew cold gusts at them from a long way off. Blast you both! What do you want? He roared at them from afar, so that it struck them with an icy river. Well, said the South Wind, you don't need a bluster so, for here I am, your brother, the South Wind, and here's this girl who is supposed to have had the prince who lives in the castle that lies east of the sun and west of the moon. Fuck!
Conspiracy and stupid.
And now she wants to ask you if you were ever there and can show her the way, for she wants so much to find him again. Yes.
She would have just minded her business and not listened to her mama like he told her to. She would have had to go through.
You're
ain't
so
no mountain
pissed.
high enough and ain't no valley low enough.
Yes, I know where it is, said the North Wind. A single time I blew an aspen leaf there, but afterward I was so tired that I couldn't blow a puff for many days. That's what they said. But if you really wish to go there and aren't afraid to come along with me, I'll take you on my back and see if I can blow you there.
She's getting on folks' back. She's a little hoe.
Right.
She's a little hoe.
Yes, with all her heart, she wanted to and had to get there if it were at all possible, and she wouldn't be afraid, however madly he went. Very well then, said the North Wind, but you must sleep here tonight, for we must have the whole day before us if we're to get there at all.
Don't trust it.
Early next morning, the North Wind woke her and puffed himself up and blew himself out and made himself so stout and big that he was gruesome to look at. Off they went high up through the air as if they would not stop until they reached the end of the world. Here on Earth, there was a terrible storm. Acres of forest and many houses were blown down, and when it swept over the sea, ships wrecked by the hundred. They tore on and on. No one can believe how far they went, and all the while they still went over the sea, and the North Wind got more and more weary, and so out of breath he could barely bring out a puff, and his wings drooped and drooped, until at last he sunk so low that the tops of the waves splashed over his heels. Are you afraid? Said the North Wind.
Hey,
no,
this has happened before.
She wasn't. Yeah, repetition is a lot. It does a lot in fairy tales. They weren't very far from land by now, and the North Wind had enough strength left that he managed to throw her up on the shore under the windows of the castle, which lay east of the sun and west of the moon. But then he was so weak and worn out that he had to stay there and rest many days before he could go home again. The next morning, the girl sat down under the castle window and began to play with the golden apple. The first person she saw was the long-nosed princess who was to have the prince. What do you want for your golden apple? Shut up! I'm trying to immerse people in this story, Nemo.
Serious face.
What do you want for your golden apple, you girl? Said the long-nosed one as she opened the window. It's not for sale, for gold or money, said the girl. Oh, so if it's not for sale for gold or money, that... Oh, okay, hold on.
She trying to sell that little man.
No. Hold on. It's answered. Just wait. I was just about to say, what is it for sale then? Okay.
Prostitution.
We were all thinking it. You didn't have to say it. If it's not for sale for gold or money, what is it that you will sell it for? You may name your own price, said the princess. Well, you can have it, if I may get to the prince who lives here and be with him tonight, said the girl whom the North Wind had brought. Yes, that could be... What the fuck? Isn't he your husband-to-be? And you're just letting him come with any girl? Like, what?
This is prostitution. This is sex trafficking.
This is sex trafficking. It's not even sex trafficking anymore. The girl, the child bride, I mean, we don't know if she's a child, but let's be honest, she probably is.
She had a bosom. She's not a complete child bride.
Okay, what? Tween? Are we going to call her tween then?
Ew. Okay, I'm trying to get away from her being underage.
Teen? Ager?
18? Can we say 18-ager?
Okay.
Damn, Frankie. Fuck out of here.
You said the name again. Don't bring that. Do not jinx us. I'm knocking on wood for that. I swear to God, if we see it again.
Take that negativity away.
Right.
Also, Frankie, did you drink your shot of Pepsi?
Mm-hmm. Curious, is her nose going to flop? That's a good question, Chef. 3 yards long. So 3 yards. A yard is 3 feet. Gosh, damn, she must be hitting everybody. I would imagine it has to be like a penis, right? Because noses are
What
basically...
penis do you know that's 9 feet long?
Wait, what?
You said it's like a penis. What penis do you know is 9 feet
No. Wait. No. So the only reason why I mentioned it is because I would assume, like, our noses are cartilaginous, right? Right?
Yeah.
So are penises, right?
Uh-huh.
So therefore, I would imagine if it's going to be 3 yards long, it's probably a floppy nose. I think Chef is right.
Like Frankie said.
What did he say?
It's a lightsaber.
It's a lightsaber.
Chef talking about the pegging again.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm snorting so much.
Ew.
Oh my god. Okay. Woo. Shit. Damn, that bitch go deep in the butt. Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine her sneezing though.
Oh no.
Maybe that's how when she really gets into the pegging game.
Oh my god, and we're continuing this story. Y'all are ridiculous. Okay, yes, that could be done. So the princess took the golden apple, but when the girl came up to the prince's bedroom that night, he was fast asleep. She called him and shook him and cried him and grieved, but she could not wake him up. The next morning, as soon as day broke, the princess with a long nose came and drove her out. That day, she sat down under the castle windows and began to card with her golden carding comb. And the same thing happened. The princess asked what she wanted for it. She said it wasn't for sale for gold or money, but if she could have permission to go to the prince and be with him that night, the princess could have it. But when she went to his room, she found him fast asleep again. And however much she called and shook and cried and prayed, she couldn't get life into him. As soon as the first gray peep of day came, the princess with a long nose came and chased her out again. That day...
She needs to ask if she can hang out with him during the day.
Oh, see, I don't know if she would allow that though. That day, huh?
Oh, did you ever watch the story of the hare and something? It was like a fable. It's like tops and bottoms, and he would like plant.
Bottoms.
Yeah. So like there was like a bunny that needed to feed all his kids because bunnies have hella kids.
Right.
And there was a lazy bear. And every time the bear wanted to sleep all the way through, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have just the tops. So the bunny went and planted nothing but carrots or some shit like that. So he would get the bottoms, which was all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And go switch, and then he'd say, oh, I want nothing but the tops. I want nothing but the bottoms. And so he would plant something like corn, which grew on tops.
Okay.
This is what this is giving me.
Oh, I mean, how does that story end? I need to know the ending.
So
did it have an ending?
They have to come to a compromise where the bears do more work.
Oh, okay.
Ta-da!
Yay! Great. Good story.
So professional.
100%. Okay, so she's carding. She wanted the carding thingy. The girl said, as she had twice before, that it wasn't for sale. Oh yeah, she wanted to be alone with him for the night again. Yes, she would be welcome to do that, but now you must know that there were some Christians who had been taken there, and while they were sitting in their room, which was next to the prince's, they had heard how a woman had been in there crying, praying, and calling to him for 2 nights in a row, and they told this to the prince. That evening, when the princess came with a sleeping potion, the prince pretended to drink it, but threw it over. Oh, he was being drugged. That's a crime counter. He was being drugged.
Sip, sip.
Sip, sip. Sip, sip. He's being drugged. Sip, sip. Okay. He pretended to drink it. And threw it over his shoulder for he could guess it was a sleeping potion. So when the girl came in, she found the prince wide awake, and then she told him the whole story of how she'd come there. "Ah," said the prince, "you've come in the very nick of time, for tomorrow is to be our wedding." I think I skipped some of the story, but it's okay. It was on accident. "For tomorrow is to be our wedding day. But now I won't have the long nose, and you are the only woman in the world who can set me free. I'll say that I want to see what my wife is fit for, and beg her to wash the shirt which has the 3 spots of tallow on it. She'll agree, for she doesn't know that you were the one who put them there. Only Christians and not such a pack of trolls can wash them out again." Okay. I don't know. We're gonna keep going. Okay. "I'll say that I will marry only the woman who can wash them out, and ask you to..." Oh, is she a troll?
Ew.
Is the long-nosed person a troll? Okay, I don't know. Let's keep going. "And ask you to try it." So there was great joy and love between them all night. That means they fucked. But next day, when the wedding was planned, the prince...
She's underage.
The prince said... I thought you said she was of age. The prince said...
I said maybe.
Oh. The prince said, "First of all, I'd like to see what my bride is fit for." "Yes," said the stepmother with all her heart. "Well," said the prince, "I've got a fine shirt which I'd like for my wedding shirt, but somehow or other it got 3 spots of tallow on it, which I must have washed out. I have sworn to marry only the woman who is able to do that. If she can't, then she's not worth having." Well, that was no big thing, they said, so they agreed. And the one with the long nose began to wash away as hard as she could, but the more she rubbed and scrubbed, the bigger the spots grew. "Oh," said the old troll woman, her mother, "you can't wash, let me try." But she had hardly touched the shirt before it got far worse than before, and with all her rubbing and wringing and scrubbing, the spots grew bigger and blacker, and the shirt got ever darker and uglier. Then all the other trolls began to wash, but the longer it lasted, the blacker and uglier the shirt grew, until at last it was as black all over as if it had been up the chimney. "Ah," said the prince, "none of you is worth a straw. You can't wash. Why, there, outside, sits a beggar girl. I bet she'll know how to wash better than the whole lot of you. Come in, girl," he shouted. She came in. "Can you wash this shirt clean, girl, you?" he said. "I don't know," she said, "but I think I can." And almost before she had taken it and dipped it into the water, it was as white as driven snow, and whiter still. "Yes, you are the girl for me," said the prince.
Whoa.
At that, the old troll woman flew into such a rage, she exploded on the spot. Oh, wow. And the princess with the long nose after her, and the whole pack of trolls after her. At least I've never heard a word about them since. What the fuck is up with this narrator? As for the prince and princess, they set free all the poor Christians who had been captured and shut up there, and they took with them all the silver and gold and flew away as far as they could from the castle that lay east of the sun and west of the moon. Just one more. Oh, holy shit. I always knew Christians were evil. Why does the producers oh, are you the prince have a Texan voice? Oh, I don't know. That was a character choice? That was a character choice.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, east of the sun, west of the moon. Interesting story, guys. See, I had called that he wasn't a bear. I didn't know the rest of the story, though. Also, that was his stepmom, which means that his dad got with her at some point. Like,
I'm so confused. Who was this step? This story just confused me.
The stepmom was the troll who was trying to get her to marry another troll that had a 3-yard long foot nose. Okay, I shouldn't have put foot in there. 3-yard long nose.
3-yard long foot nose.
Oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
You said 3-yard long foot nose.
Okay, yeah, that's what okay, first of all, you don't need to call my mistake out again, because I know I fucked up. It's 3-yard long nose. A long 3-yard.
One more time?
A long 3-yard nose.
You know, we would have drank so much if you didn't make us drink
Every time the name, who name drops that much?
I don't know, but they need to be fired.
East of the West Sun. What was it? East of the fucking.
How did you say so much?
East of the West and Son of the Moon. Why does that sound right? I know that's not right, but it sounds right. No, I was rereading Frankie's text again, his message again. East of the sun, west of the moon. East of the sun, west of the moon. Yeah, fuck that story, yo. Fuck that story.
I lost brain cells, and I'm not even sure how it is.
Long 3-yard foot nose. Woo! All right, guys, we're doing really well. We have We have 3 more stories, and then we'll call it, because at that point it'll have been probably about 3 hours.
Lord.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good fun. I like doing this. This was fun. Woo! Fairy tales. What are y'all's favorite fairy tales to hear? I don't have them chosen. I'm sorry. Probably not. I don't. But it's still good to hear. I think when I was younger, I definitely really loved
He's nuts.
No. That's not a fairy tale. Joke's on you.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, if someone had asked me when I was like 12, I would have said Beauty and the Beast in a heartbeat.
But?
There is no buts. That was it. If somebody had asked me, oh, are you something like, but now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it was now. I'm mainly, and this is gonna sound so like depressing, it's just, I don't know, fairy tales aren't real and they're depressing. I guess the closest fairy tale story that I could probably like is Eye of the Dragon by Stephen King. Just because, I don't know, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but no, fairy tales are they're just nice, and they always end in a happy ending. Sometimes you don't get that happy ending. You just get an okay ending, or it's a bad ending. Huh? Oh, it wraps up very nicely. Yeah, like especially in this story, the east of the sun, west of the moon, like the handsome prince. The handsome prince doesn't have to be a bear anymore. The girl gets away from her poor-ass family. The poor-ass family becomes a rich-ass family, willing to sacrifice their daughter to a fucking bear. But it all worked out for them. The handsome prince gets to marry the girl and not have to marry the long-nosed troll. All the trolls blow up for some reason. I guess they do that now.
And not a lot at the same time going on with this.
Yeah, but I guess they're nice. They are nice to read. I think stories are meant to be a distraction. So yeah, but yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like fairy tales, I don't necessarily have a favorite anymore. I just prefer like epic adventures nowadays, like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Oh, killers.
Wow.
Love them. And I guess I can appreciate like specifically the Grimm brothers' fairy tales, but like, the stuff that Disney produces, I'm just like, it's nice and it's cute and I can enjoy it, but I'm cynical. I don't know. I flip-flop between being like a pessimist and an optimist. It depends on the day and the hour.
Right?
Beauty and the Beast for me. Oh, nice. Yo, there's a creepypasta. I love creepypastas. At least that's what people called it. Really isn't. There isn't a good story as a main purpose in the clone. Mr. Brown stick legs? Ooh. The fuck is Mr. Brown stick legs? I'm gonna have to look into that. I love creepypastas, Frankie.
Mr.
Huh?
Brown.
You said what?
It's clearly about someone named Mr. Brown that has stick legs.
I wonder if it's a stick bug. It's not.
Ew.
I know. First of all, fuck you. Stick bugs are adorable. Now, if one landed on me, would I try and kill it? 100%. But I can appreciate them from afar.
Okay, wait. Did you watch? Was it A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
That's the only time a stick bug could be adorable.
Wow.
I am who I am.
I am who I am. Okay, let me update the next story. Alright, this next story is kind of a short one. It's called The Straw, the Coal, and the Bean. In this one, we won't have to have a nice counter on it. Because that other Norwegian story, it wasn't one of the Grimm's brother ones. So, at least we can trust them to not constantly name drop. Jesus. Let's see. Well, at least the prince is safe from being pegged. Is he safe from being pegged? Oh, actually the question remains. Maybe he's into that. Maybe he just didn't want 3 yards of it. Maybe he just wanted something a little shorter. You know? Actually, it's called My Sleep Paralysis Demon is actually a pretty chill guy. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. Alright, let's begin. The straw, the coal, and the bean. In a village dwelt a poor old woman, classic, who had gathered together a dish of beans and wanted to cook them. So she made a fire on her hearth, and that it might burn the quicker, she lighted it with a handful of straw. When she was emptying the beans into the pan, one dropped without her observing it and lay on the ground beside a straw. And soon afterwards, a burning coal from the fire leapt down to the two. Then the straw began and said, "Dear friends, from whence do you come here?" The coal replied, "I fortunately sprang out of the fire, and if I had not escaped by sheer force, my death would have been certain. I should have been burnt to ashes." The bean said, "I too have escaped with a whole skin, but if the old woman had got me into the pan, I should have been made into a broth without any mercy like my comrades." "And would a better fate have fallen to my lot?" said the straw. "The old woman has destroyed all my brethren in fire and smoke. She seized 60 of them at once and took their lives. I luckily slipped through her fingers." "But what are we to do now?" said the coal. "I think," answered the bean, that as we have so fortunately escaped death, we should keep together like good companions, and lest a new mischance should overtake us here, we should go away together and repair to a foreign country." The proposition pleased the 2 others, and they set out on their way together. Soon, however, they came to a little brook, and as there was no bridge or footplank, they did not know how they were to get over it. The straw hit on a good idea and said, "I will lay myself straight across, and then you can walk over on me."
You gotta have good balance to do that.
As on a bridge. Oh my god, we have to do predictions right now. We have to do predictions. What the fuck is gonna happen? So, okay. Let me set the scene if you didn't get it so far. A bean, a coal, and a straw have escaped from this old woman that was cooking some spaghetti, I think. Or whatever the fuck straw is used for.
Wait, why were you putting beans in your spaghetti?
Okay, it may not have been spaghetti. Just go with it. She's making some bean stew with straw in there, man. I don't know.
I like that better. I don't want beanie soup. Or beanie spaghetti.
Either way, they've all escaped. The straw has elected to lay itself down so they can get over this. What the fuck? So they can get over this brook.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna hear you out. Go ahead.
Now, is this in olden times where we had nice, strong plastic straws, or was this in newer times when we had these busted ass?
No, this isn't like a straw. This is like hay straw, I think.
Oh, hay?
Yeah.
That's hella thin. Who's walking across that? The coal's gonna die. The coal is too damn big. That's a big bitch.
Okay, so you think the coal is gonna die? What do you think's gonna happen with the bean?
The bean is gonna almost make it.
Okay. All right. So okay.
It's gonna be up in the air whether or not they actually do, but it's gonna be a slippery slope. Slippery slope.
All right. This is my guess. Haven't read the story. Trust me on this. Trust me. This is my guess. So what's gonna happen is the straw is gonna lean over. He's going to build this bridge over this little brook. The bean's gonna go first. The coal is gonna go second, not realizing how hefty he is. Hefty. And then he's gonna bring everybody down. Everyone's gonna die. Boom. That's my guess. If I'm wrong, I'm drinking.
Oh, everybody died.
Yeah. Okay. The straw will survive because he'll be able to float. Everyone else will drown.
You just said the straw got cracked. Imagine your back getting cracked.
Okay, that's okay. Fine. Everybody dies. That's my guess. Everybody dies. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We got our predictions. Audience, I hope you also have your predictions. We're keeping you to it.
Take drinks.
Okay. Let's see. The proposition pleased the two others, and they set out on their way together. Soon, however, they came. Oh, it's the brook. The straw, therefore, stretched itself from one bank to the other, and the coal, who was of an impetuous disposition, tripped quite boldly onto the newly built bridge. But when she had reached the middle and heard the water rushing beneath her, she was after all afraid, and stood still, and ventured no further.
I've done the same thing, sis. I ain't mad at you.
The straw, however, began to burn. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. He's dying. The straw, however, began to burn, broke in 2 pieces, and fell into the stream. The coal, I'm wrong. I guess I'm still technically right. The coal slipped after her, hissed when she got into the water, and breathed her last. Oh my God, she's dead. The bean, who had prudently stayed behind on the shore, could not but laugh at the event, was unable to stop, and laughed so heartily that she burst. It would have been all over with her likewise if by good fortune a tailor who was traveling in a search of work had not sat down to rest by the brook. As he had a compassionate heart, he pulled out his needle and thread and sewed her back together. The bean thanked him most prettily, but as a tailor used black thread, all beans since then have a black seam. I feel like I was pretty close. Do I have to drink for that? Everyone technically died. What the fuck was that story, yo?
Solidarity.
What the fuck was that story? Look, if I have to drink, if y'all say I have to drink, I'll drink. But technically, everybody died.
I think we were all drinking in solidarity.
Who said that? I don't remember saying that. I remember.
I said I did. How is I you I?
Oh, it's so interesting.
That's not good.
Also, I guess there wasn't anything really like. I'm not drinking. Frankie. Fair. I'm not drinking either. Sight. I'm gonna take a sip.
That's it.
Okay. All right, we're moving on to our next story. We have 2 more left. The King of the Golden Mountain and Hans and Gretel. And I will not be attempting any type of...
Oh, wait. Before this story starts, there is a recurrent theme that I am feeling that just what I know from background of Hansel and Gretel, because this is the only story that I know
Let's hear it.
far.
Okay.
Don't trust old women in force.
Yo, in east of the fucking sun, west of the damn moon, we met 3 of them. But they were helpful.
West of the sun?
East of the
sun,
I really like east of the west, sun of the moon.
Why?
I know it's east of the sun, west of the moon, but still, it just rolls off the sun. East of the west. Makes it even more confusing.
East of the west, sun of the moon?
Yeah. Did I update the
Sun
story?
can be a double one because
didn't.
you can do it with a U or an O.
Ooh. Special.
You're clever. I'm giving you a hand clap, not a hand job. Aha!
Thank you so much. I'd
You're
take
welcome.
either. I'll take whatever is offered.
Oh.
All right, next story. The King of the Golden Mountain. There was once a merchant who had only one child, a son that was very young and barely able to run alone. He had 2 richly laden ships, then making a voyage upon the seas, in which he embarked all his wealth in the hope of making great gains, when the news came that both were lost. Thus, from being a rich man, he became all at once so very poor that nothing was left to him but one small plot of land.
Illegal? That's fucked up.
What?
Can that be illegal to be like a hella rich ass person? And then
No,
you become a bug bitch?
no, because first of all, no, it can't be. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
I said, can we act like it was illegal? Because that just ain't right.
Because you want to drink. Fair. Go for it. I'm not counting it to the crime counter, but go for it.
See, Chef understands that's a group drink.
Isn't that just ramen? I can't even fucking see what that is.
You're a ramen.
Okay. Love it. So he's poor, and he only owns one small plot of land, and there he often went in an evening to take his walk and ease his mind of a little of his trouble. One day, as he was roaming along in a brown study, thinking with no great comfort on what he had been and what he now was and what was like to be. It's a lot of thinking. Excuse me.
I thought.
All on a sudden, there stood before him a little rough-looking black dwarf. Prithee, friend, why so sorrowful? Said he to the merchant. What is it you take so deeply to heart?
Wait.
Huh?
Are you saying this is the bag talking?
No, this is the black dwarf talking.
Got it.
Where'd you get back? You know what? It's okay. Don't answer.
Sorry. It was the fact that we had the east-west moon.
Oh my god.
It's catching up to me.
Of course. If you would do me any good, I would willingly tell you, said the merchant. Who knows but I may, said the little man. Tell me what ails you, and perhaps you will find I may be of some use. Then the merchant told him how all his wealth was gone to the bottom of the sea, and how he had nothing left but that little plot of land. Oh,
Damn.
Trouble not yourself about that, said the dwarf. Only undertake to bring me here 12 years hence. Whatever meets you first on your going home, and I will give you as much as you please. What? I'm just gonna keep reading.
I have no clue.
I don't understand. Only undertake to bring me here 12 years hence, whatever meets you first on your... Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe what he's saying is... I don't fucking know. Oh, okay.
It doesn't sound like you're aware of what he was actually trying.
I don't know what the fuck he was trying to say. It's okay. We'll find out eventually. The merchant thought this was no great thing to ask, that it would most likely be his dog or his cat or something of that sort, but forgot his little boy Heinel, so he agreed to the bargain and signed and sealed a bond to do what was asked of him. Okay, so this is what I'm understanding. This is what I'm understanding. The dwarf was saying, I'm gonna help you out. The little man says, not the little man, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the man, not the dwarf. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm talking about the merchant. The merchant said, I'm having some troubles. I will agree to this bargain of giving you anything as long as I can get my wealth back. And the dwarf agreed as long as he could take whatever you meet first on your way home.
What'd you say?
I said the dwarf said whatever you meet first on your way home is what you'll give me. I believe that's what that meant.
I feel like the plot twist is going to be that all the stuff that he cultivates is all on his land. He's going to make the profit no matter what.
Who, the dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have land. The merchant's the one who has land. You're so confused. It's okay. Frankie made a clip of you. That's funny. Okay, let's continue. But as he drew near home, his little boy was so glad to see him that he crept behind him and laid fast hold of his legs and looked up in his face and laughed. Then the father started, trembling with fear and horror, and saw what it was that he had bound himself to do. But as no gold was come, he made himself easy by thinking that it was only a joke that the dwarf was playing him, and that at any rate when the money came he should see the bearer and would not take it in. About a month afterwards, he went upstairs into a lumber room to look for some old iron, that he might sell it and raise a little money. And there, instead of his iron, he saw a large pile of gold laying on the floor. At the sight of this, he was overjoyed, and forgetting all about his son, went into trade again and became a richer merchant than before. Meantime, little Heinel grew up, and as the end of the 12 years drew, it was after the 12 years that he was going to come collect. And as the end of the 12 years drew near, the merchant began to call to mind his bond and became very sad and thoughtful, so that care and sorrow were written upon his face. The boy one day asked what was the matter, but his father would not tell for some time. At last, however, he said that he had, without knowing it, sold him for gold to a little ugly-looking black dwarf. And that the 12 years were coming round when he must keep his word. Oh my god. Nima, are you still awake? Oh my god, she fell asleep. It's okay. She gave me a heads up. She was passing out. And that 12 years were coming round when he must keep his word. Then Heinel said, "Father, forgive yourself. Very little trouble about that. I shall be too much for the little man." When the time came, the father and son went out together to be placed to the place. Oh, you know what? I forgot to up the crime counter. Selling your child for riches, I feel like, is a no-no. That's some form of slave trade, I feel like. Maybe just a little bit. There's a 14. There's a drink for that. When the time came, the father and son went out together to the place agreed upon. And the son drew a circle on the ground, and set himself and his father in the middle of it. The little black dwarf soon came and walked round and round about the circle, but could not find any way to get into it, and he either could not or dared not jump over it. At last the boy said to him, "Have you anything to say to us, my friend? Or what do you want?" Heinel's an asshole. You little ass. Now Heinel had found a friend in a good fairy that was fond of him and had told him what to do, for this fairy knew what good luck was in store for him. Have you, I forgot what voice I had for the dwarf. "Oh, have you brought me what you said you would?" said the dwarf to the merchant. The old man held his tongue, but Heinel said again, "What do you want here?" The dwarf said, "I come to talk with your father, not with you." "You have cheated and taken in my father," said the son. "Pray give him up his bond at once." "Fair and softly," said the little old man. "Right is right. I have paid my money, and your father has had it, and spent it. So be good so as to let me have what I paid for." You must have my consent to that first, said Heinel, so please step in here and let us talk it over. The old man grinned and showed his teeth as if he should have been very glad to get into the circle if he could. Then at last, after a long talk, they came to terms. Heinel agreed that his father must give him up, and that so far the dwarf should have his way. But on the other hand, the fairy had told Heinel what fortune was in store for him if he followed his own course, and he did not choose to be given up to his hump-backed friend who seemed so anxious for company. So to make a sort of drawn battle of the matter, it was settled that Heinel should be put into an open boat that lay on the seashore hard by, that the father should push him off with his own hand, and that he should be set adrift and left to the bad or good luck of wind and weather. Then he took leave of his father and set himself in the boat. But before it got far off, a wave struck it, and it fell with one side low in the water. So the merchant thought that poor Heinel was lost, and went home very sorrowful, while the dwarf went his way, thinking that at any rate he had had his revenge. The boat, however, did not sink, for the good fairy took care of her friend, and soon raised the boat up again, and it went safely on. The young man sat safe within, till at length it ran ashore upon an unknown land. As he jumped upon the shore, he saw before him a beautiful castle, but empty and dreary within, for it was enchanted. Here, said he to himself, must I find the prize the good fairy told me of. So he once more searched the whole palace through, till at last he found a white snake lying coiled up on a cushion in one of the chambers. Now the white snake was an enchanted princess. Classic! And she was very glad to see him, and said, Are you at last come to set me free? 12 long years have I waited for the fairy to bring you hither as she promised, for you alone can save me. This night 12 men will come. Their faces will be black, and they will be dressed in chain armor. They will ask what you do here, but give no answer, and let them do what they will. Beat, whip, pinch, prick, fuck. Just kidding, I added that one. That was a joke. Or torment you. Oh God, I didn't know it was gonna be the boy. Oh! I'm sorry. It's not a part of the story, I promise. They're all. Oh, that's sus. That is in there. Only speak not a word, and at 12 o'clock they must go away. The second night 12 others will come, and the third night 24. Jesus, who will even cut off your head? But at the 12th hour of that night that power is gone, and I shall be free, and will come and bring you the water of life, and will wash you with it, and bring you back to life and health. And all came to pass as she had said. Heinel bore all. Add one to the crime count. You're right. I'm gonna add 2 because I may add 3 because he went through this 3 times. It sounds like torture. This sounds like it is torture. It's torture. Like, hot damn. Okay. So all came to pass. Heinel bore it all. Wow. Big ups Heinel. And spoke not a word. And the third night the princess came and fell on his neck and kissed him. Joy and gladness burst forth throughout the castle. The wedding was celebrated, and he was crowned king of the Golden Mountain. They lived together very happily, and the queen had a son. And thus 8 years had passed over their heads. When the king thought of his father, and he began to long to see him once again. But the queen was against him going. I know well that misfortunes will come upon us if you go. However, he gave her no rest till she agreed. I lost my place. Wait. Where did it go? Oh, at his going away, she gave him a wishing ring and said, "Take this ring and put it on your finger. Whatever you wish, it will bring you. Only promise never to make use of it to bring me hence to your father's house." Then he said he would do what she asked and put the ring on his finger and wished himself near the town where his father lived. Heino found himself at the gates in a moment, but the guards would not let him go in because he was so strangely clad. So he went up to a neighboring hill where a shepherd dwelt, and borrowed his old frock, and thus passed unknown into the town. When he came into his father's house, he said he was his son. I was gonna say maybe accounted for identity theft, but I guess technically this is his identity. But the merchant would not believe him, and said he had but one son, his poor Heino, whom he knew was long since dead, and as he was only dressed like a poor shepherd, he would not even give him anything to eat. The king, however, still vowed that he was his son, and said, "Is there no mark?" Yeah, he may be a grown man, but I'm still doing the high voice. "Is there no mark but which you would know me if I am really your son?" "Yes," said his mother. "Our Heinel had a mark like a raspberry on his right arm." Then he showed them the mark, and they knew that what he said was true. He told them how he was king of the Golden Mountain and was married to a princess and had a son. Okay! Heino got it in? Okay. Well, that night of joyous, that night of joy, that's when they did the boom boom. But the merchant said, "That can never be true. He must be a fine king truly who travels about in a shepherd's frock." At this, the son was vexed, and forgetting his word, turned his king and wished for his queen and son. In an instant, they stood before him. But the queen wept and said he had broken his word, and bad luck would follow. He did all he could do to soothe her, and she at last seemed to be appeased. But she was not so in truth, and was only thinking how she should punish him. One day, he took her to walk with him out of the town, and showed her the spot where the boat was set adrift upon the wide waters. Then he sat himself down and said, "I am very tired. Sit by me. I will rest my head in your lap and sleep a while." As soon as he had fallen asleep, however, she drew the ring from his finger and crept softly away, and wished herself and her son at home in their kingdom. And when he awoke, he found himself alone, and saw that the ring was gone from his finger. "I can never go back to my father's house," said he. "They would say I am a sorcerer. I will journey forth into the world till I come again to my kingdom." So saying, he set out, and traveled. He came to a hill where 3 giants were sharing their father's goods. And as they saw him pass, they cried out and said,
"Little man have sharp wits. He shall part the goods between us."
Now there was a sword that cut off an enemy's head whenever the wearer gave the words, "Heads off." A cloak that made the owner invisible or gave him any form he pleased, and a pair of boots that carried the wearer wherever he wished. Heino said they first let him try these wonderful things, then he might know how to set value upon them. Then they gave him the cloak, and he wished himself a fly, and in a moment he was a fly. "The cloak is very well," said he. "Now give me the sword."
"No,"
they said.
"Not unless you undertake not to say, 'Heads off,' for if you do, we are all dead men."
So they gave it to him. This random ass man, charging him to try it on trees. He next asked for the boots also, and the moment he had all 3 in powers, he wished himself at the Golden Mountain. I mean, what did they fucking expect? And there he was at once. So the giants were left behind with no goods to share or quarrel about. I mean, I guess he solved their problem. As Heinel came near his castle, he heard the sound of merry music, and the people around told him that his queen was about to marry another husband. Ooh, she's a fucking thought. Ooh, but that's not a crime. It's not a crime. We won't drink. Then he threw his cloak around him and passed through the castle hall and placed himself by the side of the queen where no one saw him. I don't know if we can call her a thought though. Like he broke her trust. Maybe not thought worthy, but still a little disrespectful. Could have waited a little longer maybe. I don't know. But when anything to eat was put upon her plate, he took it away and ate it himself. And when a glass of wine was handed to her, he took it and drank it. And thus, though they kept on giving her meat and drink, her plate and cup were always empty. Stealing. He's stealing it. He's stealing it. Another thief. That's a counter. Disrespectful. What is up with these people just doing these small little tricks? I swear. Upon this, fear and remorse came over her. And when she went into her chamber alone and sat there weeping, and he followed her there, "Alas," said she to herself, "was I not once set free? Why then does this enchantment still seem to bind me?" "False and fickle one," said he, "one indeed came who set thee free, and he is now near thee again. But how have you used him? Ought he to have had such treatment from thee?" Then he went out and sent away the company and said the wedding was at an end, for that he was come back to the kingdom. But the princes, peers, and great men mocked at him. However, he would enter no parley with them, but only asked if they would go in peace or not. Then they turned upon him and tried to seize him, but he drew his sword. "Heads off!" cried he, and with the word the traitors' heads fell before him, and Heinel was once more king of the mountain. That, I don't know if I like that one. I don't know if I like that one very much. That's a lot. I don't know whose side I'm on for that one. The king of the golden mountain. It's a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. That's the first time I've ever heard that song before. That story before. That's wild. I mean, I'm like torn. I don't appreciate how the wife moved on so quickly, but I guess we also weren't given like the time. Oh, that was loud. Anyway, we got one more story on the docket. Hansel and Gretel. And then we'll call it. I say we'll call it. I kind of want to do a little bit of a karaoke stream. Especially since Nemo went to bed. I don't think we're going out, guys. This originally started off as like, let's pregame so we can go out. But especially if she's not responding now. She's asleep. We're not going anywhere. Such a mood. It happens. I ain't mad. I'm just happy she joined me. And that you guys joined me too. I hope you guys are doing okay on this wonderful Saturday evening. All right. Let's do this last story. Let me update real quick. Hansel and Gretel. And once again, I cannot do any type of German accent, so we're not even gonna try. Okay. Hansel and Gretel, once again, by our amazing Grimm brothers. Let us begin. Alright. Hard by a great forest dwelt a poor woodcutter with his wife and his 2 children. The boy was called Hansel and the girl Gretel. He had a little to bite and to break, and once when great dearth fell on the land, he could no longer procure even daily bread. Now when he thought over this by night in his bed and tossed about in his anxiety, he groaned and said to his wife,
What is to become of us? How are we to feed our poor children when we no longer have anything even for ourselves?
I'll tell you what, husband, answered the woman. Early tomorrow morning we will take the children out into the forest to where it is the thickest. There we will light a fire for them and give each of them one more piece of bread, and then we will go to our work and leave them alone. They will, oh my God, child abandonment. Crime. That's fucked up. Holy shit. Take a fucking drink for that. Okay, let's see.
No, wife,
said the man. Thank you, God.
I will not do that. How can I bear to leave my children alone in the forest? The wild animals would soon come and tear them to pieces.
Oh, you fool, said she. Then we must all 4 die of hunger. You may as well plane the planks for our coffins. And she left him no peace until he consented.
But I feel very sorry for the poor children all the same, said the man.
The 2 children had also not been able to sleep for hunger, and had heard what their stepmother had said to their father. Gretel wept bitter tears, and said to Hansel, Now all is over with us. Be quiet, Gretel, said Hansel. Do not distress yourself. I will soon find a way to help us. And when the old folks had fallen asleep, he got up, put on his little coat, opened the door below, and crept outside. The moon shone brightly, and the white pebbles which lay in front of the house glittered like real silver pennies. Hansel stooped and stuffed a little pocket of his coat with as many as he could get in. Then he went back and said to Gretel, Be comforted, dear little sister, and sleep in peace. God will not forsake us. And he lay again in his bed. Oh my God, why am I getting bonked? What did I do? When day dawned, but before the sun had risen, the woman came and awoke the 2 children, saying, Get up, you sluggards! We're going into the forest to fetch wood. She gave each a little piece of bread and said, There's something for your dinner, but do not eat it up before then, for you will get nothing else. Gretel took the bread under her apron, as Hansel had the pebbles in his pocket. Then they all set out together on the way to the forest. When they had walked a short time, Hansel stood still and peeped back at the house, and did so again and again. His father said,
Hansel, what are you looking at there and standing behind for? Pay attention and do not forget how to use your legs.
Ah, father, said Hansel, I am looking at my little white cat, which is sitting up on the roof and wants to say goodbye to me. The wife said, Fool, that is not your little cat, that is the morning sun which is shining on the chimneys. Hansel, however, had not been looking back at the cat, but had been constantly throwing one of the white pebble stones out of his pocket on the road. When they had reached the middle of the forest, the father said,
Now, children, pile up some wood, and I will light a fire that you may not be cold.
Hansel and Gretel gathered brushwood together as high as a little hill. The brushwood was lighted, and when the flames were burning very high, the woman said, Now, children, lay yourself down by the fire and rest. We will go into the forest and cut some wood. When we have done, We will come back and fetch you away. She's a lying bitch. Hansel and Gretel sat by the fire, and when noon came, each ate a little piece of bread. And as they heard the strokes of the wood axe, they believed that their father was near. It was not the axe, however, but a branch which he had fastened to a withered tree, which the wind was blowing backwards and forwards. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. Child abandonment. Child abandonment. You guys over the house. There's nothing east of the sun and west of the... I heard the title again. I got a drink. It's literally gonna be the bane of my fucking existence. Hansel and it was a lie. And as they had been sitting such a long time, their eyes closed with fatigue, and they fell fast asleep. When at last they woke, it was already dark night. Gretel began to cry and said, "How are we to get out of the forest now?" But Hansel comforted her and said, "Just wait a little until the moon has risen, and then we will soon find a way." And when the moon had risen, full moon had risen, Hansel took his little sister by the hand and followed the pebbles, which shone like newly coined silver pieces, and showed them the way. They walked the whole night long, and by break of day came once more to their father's house. They knocked at the door, and when the woman opened and saw that it was Hansel and Gretel, she said, "You naughty children, why have you slept so long in the forest? We thought you were never coming back at all." The father, however, rejoiced. The father is a little bitch-ass bitch. Why are you gonna let your step-wife, woman, whatever, try and ditch your kids in the damn forest? But then, like, secretly, yay! When your children are able to make their way back. What the fuck is this? Not long afterwards, there was once more... You know what? No, that's another crime counter. I feel like it has to be another crime counter. It's dumb. It's dumb. The whole entire thing, dumb. Because they're literally about to do another instance of child abandonment anyway. Not long afterwards, there was once more great dearth throughout the land, and the children heard their mother saying at night to their father, "Everything is eaten again. We have 1/2 loaf left, and that is the end. The children must go. We will take them farther into the woods so that they will not find their way out again. There is no other means of saving ourselves." There's actually plenty, ma'am. Plenty. Instead of ditching kids in the forest. The man's heart was heavy, and he thought, "It would be better for you to share the last mouthful with your children." The woman, however, would listen to nothing that he said, but scolded and reproached him. He who says A must say B. Likewise, and as he had yielded the first time, he had to do a second time. I don't believe this fucking narrator, because guess what? He didn't have to do nothing. What was really keeping him tied? What was the gun against his head? Was it the pea? Was it the kitty? Because I'm sure he could have found somebody else. That's all I'm saying. She couldn't have been the only one. Come on, man. The children, however, were still awake and had heard the conversation. When the old folks were asleep, Hansel again got up and wanted to go out and pick up pebbles as he had done before, but the woman had locked the door and Hansel could not get out. Nevertheless, he comforted his little sister and said, "Do not cry, Gretel. Go to sleep quietly. The good God will help us." Early in the morning came the woman and took the children out of their beds. Their piece of bread was given to them, but it was still smaller than the time before. On the way into the forest, Hansel crumbled his in his pocket and often stood still and threw a morsel on the ground. "Hansel, why do you stop and look around?" said the father. "Go on. I'm looking back at my little pigeon, which is sitting on the roof and wants to say goodbye to me," answered Hansel. "Fool!" said the woman. "That is not your little pigeon. That is the morning sun that is shining on the chimney. Hansel, however, little by little, threw all the crumbs on the path. The woman led the children still deeper into the forest, where they had never in their lives been before. Then a great fire was again made, and the mother said, "Just sit there, you children, and when you are tired, you may sleep a little. We are going into the forest to cut wood, and in the evening, when we are done, we will come and fetch you away." When it was noon, Gretel shared her piece of bread with Hansel, who had scattered his by the way. Then they fell asleep and evening passed, but no one came to the poor children. They did not awake until it was dark night, and Hansel comforted his little sister and said, "Just wait, Gretel, until the moon rises, and then we shall see the crumbs of bread which I have strewn about. They will show us our way home again." When the moon came, they set out, but they found no crumbs, for the many thousands of birds which fly above in the woods and fields had picked them all up. Hansel said to Gretel, "We shall soon find the way," but they didn't. They walked the whole night, and all the next day too, from morning till evening, but they did not get out of the forest, and were very hungry, for they had nothing to eat but 2 or 3 berries, which grew on the ground. And as they were so weary that their legs would carry them no longer, they lay down beneath the tree and fell asleep. It was now 3 mornings since they had left their father's house. They began to walk again, but they always came deeper into the forest, and if help did not come soon, they must die of hunger and weariness. Neglect, child neglect. Adding it to the counter, adding it to the counter. God, this is fucked up. And he's gonna be out here in these streets saying, "Oh, I really didn't want it to happen." What is stopping you from letting it happen? What is stopping you from not letting it happen? Jesus. When it was midday, they saw a beautiful snow-white bird sitting on a bough, which sang so delightfully that they stood still and listened to it. Oh my God, did you just say east of the sun and west of the moon? God damn, ×5? No, fuck that. I'm not saying ×5. I'll do it once. You got me fucked up with that ×5. I'm sorry, I had to refill my drink. Alright. That's real cute. I feel like I kind of want to like add that to like, oh no. Well, I knocked something over I wasn't supposed to. It's all good. Okay. Accidents happen. Let's continue. All right. They were trying to find the way. They couldn't find it. Their weary legs were keeping them asleep. The father's a dick, and the mother's a bitch. Okay. When it was midday, they saw a beautiful snow-white bird sitting on a bough, which sang so delightfully that they stood still and listened to it. And when its song was over, it spread its wings and flew away before them. And they followed it until they reached a little house on the roof of which it alighted. And when they approached the little house, they saw that it was built of bread and covered with cakes, but that the windows were of clear sugar. "We will set to work on that," said Hansel, "and have a good meal." Hansel, it's a trap. "I will eat a bit of the roof, and you, Gretel, can eat some of the window. It will taste sweet." Hansel reached up above and broke off a little bit of the roof to try how it tasted, and Gretel leant against the window and nibbled at the pane. Then a soft voice cried from the parlor,
Nibble, nibble, gnaw. Who is nibbling at my little house?
The children answered, the wind, the heaven-born wind. Why would they answer? And then they continued eating without disturbing themselves. Hansel, who liked the taste of the roof, tore down a great piece of it, and Gretel pushed out the whole of one round window pane, sat down, and enjoyed herself with it. Suddenly the door opened, and a woman as old as the hills, that's disrespectful, who supported herself on crutches, came creeping out. Hansel and Gretel were so terribly frightened that they let fall what they had in their hands. The old woman, however, nodded her head and said,
Oh, dear children, who has brought you here? Do come in and stay with me. No harm shall happen to you.
She took them by the hand and led them into her little house. Then good food was set before them, milk and pancakes with sugar, apples, and nuts. Afterwards, 2 pretty little beds were covered with clean white linen. And Hansel and Gretel lay down in them and thought they were heaven. The old woman had only pretended to be so kind. Classic. She was in reality a wicked witch. A wicked bitch who lay in wait for children. Identity theft? Maybe? We'll wait on that one. Who lay in wait for children had only built, you know what? Pedophile. She lays in wait for children? That's pedophile. Adding that one. Oh yeah, it counts. When a child fell into her power, she killed it, cooked it, and ate it. And that was cannibalism. That's another one. Wow. Not okay. Not on my watch. Who the fuck does she think she is? And that was a feast day with her. Witches have red eyes and cannot see far, but they have a keen scent like the beasts and are aware when human beings draw near. When Hansel and Gretel came into her neighborhood, she laughed with malice and said mockingly,
I have them. They shall not escape me again.
Early in the morning, before the children were awake, she was already up, and when she saw both of them sleeping and looking so pretty with their plump and rosy cheeks, she muttered to herself,
That will be a dainty mouthful.
Then she seized Hansel with her shriveled hand, carried him into a stable, and locked him behind a grated door. Scream as he might, it would not help. Then she went to Gretel, shook her till she was awake, and cried,
Get up, lazy thing. Fetch some water and cook something good for your brother. He is in the stable outside and is made to be fat. When he is fat, I will eat him.
Well, at least she's honest now. Gretel began to weep bitterly, but it was all in vain, for she was forced to do what the wicked witch commanded. And now, the best food was cooked for poor Hansel, but Gretel got nothing but crab shells. Every morning, the woman crept to the little stable and cried,
Hansel, stretch out your finger that I might feel if you will soon be fat.
Hansel, however, stretched out a little bone to her, and the old woman, who had dim eyes, could not see it, and thought it was Hansel's finger, and was astonished that there was no way of fattening him. When 4 weeks had gone by, and Hansel still remained thin, she was seized with impatience, and would not wait any longer.
Now then, Gretel,
she cried to the girl,
stir yourself and bring some water. Let Hansel be fat or lean. Tomorrow I will kill him and cook him.
How the poor little sister did lament when she had to fetch the water, and how her tears did flow down her cheeks. Oh, hey, you're awake. I bet you did. I love that. Okay. You're on stream, by the way. Ah, how the poor little sister did lament when she... Oh, okay, we did that. Dear God, do help us, she cried. If the wild beasts in the forest had but devoured us, we should at any rate have died together.
Just keep your noise to yourself,
said the old woman.
It won't help you at all.
Early in the morning, Gretel had to go out and hang up the cauldron with the water and light the fire.
We will bake first,
said the old woman.
I have already heated the oven and kneaded the dough.
I made her sound like a robot. She pushed poor Gretel out to the oven, from which flames of fire were already darting.
Creep in,
said the witch,
and see if it is properly heated so that we can put the bread in.
And once Gretel was inside, she intended to shut the oven and let her bake in it. Oh! Trickery, trickery, trickery. I'm gonna count that one. Trickery. Don't care for it. That's 24. But Gretel saw what she had in mind. Ooh, smart girl. And said, I do not know how I am to do it. How do I get in?
Silly goose,
said the old woman.
The door is big enough. Just look.
I can get it in myself. And she crept up. And what a dumb bitch. And thrust her head into the oven. Then Gretel gave her a push that drove her far into it and shut the iron door and fastened the bolt. Oh, then she began to howl quite horribly. But Gretel ran away, and the godless witch was miserably burnt to death. Gretel, however, ran like lightning to Hansel, opened his little stable, and cried, Hansel, we are saved! The old witch is dead. Good night, Frankie. Thanks so much for stopping by. Then Hansel sprang like a bird from his cage when the doors opened. How they did rejoice and embrace each other and dance about and kiss each other. Incest. I'm adding that. Incest. And as they had no longer any need to fear her, they went into the witch's house, and in every corner there stood chests full of pearls and jewels. These are far better than pebbles, said Hansel, and thrust into his pocket whatever could be got in. And Gretel said, I too will take something home with me, and filled her pinafore full. But now we must be off, said Hansel, that we may get out of the witch's forests. When they had walked for 2 hours, they came to a great stretch of water. We cannot cross, said Hansel. I see no footplank and no bridge. And there is also no ferry, answered Gretel. But a white duck is swimming there. If I ask her, she will help us over. Then she cried, Little duck, dost thou see? Hansel and Gretel are waiting for thee. There's never a plank or bridge in sight. Take us across on thy back so white. Mic drop.
But I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper, though. The duck came to them, and Hansel seated himself on its back and told his sister to sit by him. No, replied Gretel. That will be too heavy for the little duck. She shall take us across one after the other. The good little duck did so, and when they were once safely across and had walked for a short time, the forest seemed to be more and more familiar to them, and at length they saw from afar their father's house. They then began to run, rushed into the parlor, and threw themselves round their father's neck. The man had not known one happy hour since he had left the children in the forest. The woman, however, was dead. Oh.
Damn.
Did he kill the stepmom? Oh, shit.
Don't worry about that.
Wow. Clearly, that's what the story is giving off. Just, by the way, she's dead, so it's okay. Murder. And they're trying to brush it off. I'm adding 2. Lips. Gretel emptied her pinafore until pearls and precious stones ran about the room, and Hansel threw one handful after another out of his pocket to add to them. And then all anxiety was at an end, and they lived together in perfect happiness. My tale is done. If there runs a mouse, whosoever catches it may make himself a big fur cap out of it. What? I'm so fucking confused. Hi, Elaine. How are you? He killed the stepmom for his kids. I guess so, but like, why would he do that and not know where his kids are? Like, he just seems unstable. I don't think the kids should have gone back either. Let's be honest. Oh, Elaine, you just missed story time. That was my last story. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna just call it for this evening. I may hop on tomorrow and do like a karaoke stream. But for tonight, I think I'm good. But I thank you guys. Watch the VOD over, Elaine. It's entertaining. But I thank you guys for sticking around for story time, though. It was fun. I forgot how fucked up fairy tales can be. I mean, they left. Maybe he went back to look for them. Oh, that's fair. He killed them and then tried to go look for them. You're right. The story didn't mention that, so. Wild. Well, Nima, are you asleep?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Nemo, for joining me. Thank you all for joining me as well.
Nova.
And I hope to see you all next time. Maybe probably tomorrow. Like when I tell you I really want to do a karaoke stream, I really want to do a karaoke stream. Even if you don't want to hear me sing, just come in and mute my ass, okay? I just want to sing. You know what? Depending on how this next conversation goes, IRL, I may actually do the karaoke stream anyway, no matter how many people are in here. But either way, thank you. I love you. And if I don't see you before then, peace, love, and happiness, y'all. I feel like we should find somebody to... Let's raid Burger Bro. Tell him I said hello, y'all. Burger. Let me figure out how to spell fucking Burger Bro. Did I get it? I got it. Alright. Yeah, say hello for me. Peace, love, happiness. Mwah, 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 mwah. May see you later. May not. I don't know. Bye!